Let me establish the core concept that ensure our topic Syariah governance and Syariah oversight risk. First, Syariah governance refers to the organization framework and set of institutional rules that ensure all operation, product and service strictly completely with Syariah principle. However, challenges arise in the form of Syariah oversight risk. This is the risk that stem from shortcoming in governance structure, monitoring, maintenance or duty execution by the Syariah board. Essentially, when oversight becoming ineffective, instance of non-complaint and can go undetected in daily operation. Therefore, robust control are vital to preventing these lapses. Next, three key objectives. First, to identify key drivers, we will analyze the primary cause and challenge that contribute to governance and oversight risk with Islamic backing. Second, to propose risk strategy. Beyond identify the issue, we will recommend actionable and appropriate strategy designed to effectively maintain this risk. Finally, our third objective is to provide critical insight and example. We will present real-world examples to demonstrate how this strategy can be applied in practice and highlight their overall impact on the industry. Through these three objectives, we aim to provide a comprehensive and critical understanding for this critical topic. Moving on, the importance of effective Sharia oversight, which revolve around three key areas. First, preserving public trust and reputation. Stakeholder confidence is the fundamental pillar of Islamic finance. Ineffective oversight severely damage an institution credibility and market reputation. Second, regulatory compliance and stability. Continuous oversight ensures that adherence to authority guidelines such as BNM and IFSB protects institutions for legal sanction and heavy fines. Third, mitigating financial loss. Non-compliance can invalidate financial contract. This requires income purification, donating non-compliant earnings to charity, which lead directly to financial loss. In summary, robust Sharia governance protects both the integrity and financial stability for the institution.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Following the introduction, I will now explain the risk overview of Sharia governance and oversight risk, which is a key component of Sharia compliant risk in Islamic financial institution. First, let us understand the concept of Sharia governance and oversight risk. Refer to the risk that an Islamic financial institution fail to ensure that its governance, operation, product, service and business activity consistently comply with Sharia principle due to weakness in governance structure, oversight mission or decision-making process. In other words, a thought in Islamic financial product may be designed to comply with Sharia principle, weak governance or ineffective oversight can result in Sharia non-compliance during its implementation or operation. With this understanding of the concept, let's move on to the main cause and sources of this risk. Now, let's look at the main cause and sources of Sharia governance and oversight risk. This risk is mainly caused by weak Sharia governance framework, insufficient Sharia expertise and competency, inadequate Sharia review and audit, weak internal controls and compliance system, as well as the lack of continuous staff training and awareness. This weakness increases the likelihood of Sharia non-compliance within an Islamic financial institution. In addition, the sources of this risk can be divided into internal and external factors. Internal sources include weak oversight by the board of directors and the Sharia committee, human error, poor implementation of Sharia policies, and weak monitoring and reporting. On the other hand, external sources include regulatory and legal change, different Sharia interpretation, the increasing complexity of Islamic financial product, and technological development and digital innovation. Having understood the main cause and sources of this risk, I will now hand over to the next presenter to explain its impact on Islamic financial institution.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Faiqah Dayana binti FADIR and my matrix number is A24A3327. Today, I will present the impact of Sharia governance and oversight risk based on these four core areas. The first one is Islamic Financial Institution, IFI. IFI must immediately help non-compliant operation and submit a ratification plan to Bank Negara within 30 days. This causes a massive resource drain and risks overall operational instability. The second one is customer and regulatory compliance. Strict compliance provides spiritual satisfaction and allow customers to evaluate purity through annual report. Conversely, non-compliant disrupt public trust and deprive the business of divine blessing. The third one is financial performance. Under Section 28(5) of IFSA 2013, non-compliance carry fine up to 25 million ringgit Malaysia and up to 8 years of imprisonment. Any non-compliant profit undergo income derecognition, it is completely removed and donated to the charity. While poor oversight directly costs money, effective supervision boosts ROA and ROE. The last one is reputation. Ruling by the Sharia Advisory Council are strictly binding for all IFI. Governance failure shake investor confidence, erode market capital, and trigger high-profile fallout comparable to global corporate collapse. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Now I will present Risk Management Strategy Part 1. This section focuses on Sharia governance and internal governance structure. There are four main objectives. First, to make sure all activities follow Sharia principles. Second, to reduce Sharia non-compliant risk. Third, to promote transparency and accountability. Lastly, to protect the interests of stakeholders. Next, the Board of Directors provide overall supervision. They approve important policy, provide enough resources, and monitor the governance framework. The Sharia Committee give advice and Sharia matters. They also review the organization, product, and activity to make sure they follow Sharia requirements. For the internal governance structure, the board provides supervision. The Sharia Committee gives Sharia guidance, while senior management carries out the policy and requirements. Meanwhile, business unit handle daily activities. Risk management and compliance help to identify, monitor, and manage risk. They also make sure the organization follow the required rules. Overall, this structure helps to ensure clear rules, good coordination, continuous Sharia compliance, and lower risk.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is NURULL AUNI BINTI SUBHA and my metric number is 824-83155. For this part, I will explain about risk management strategies part 2. There are four main strategies, which are Sharia review, Sharia audit, internal controls, and staff training and continuous monitoring. First, Sharia review. Sharia review helps to detect potential issues at an early stage. This allows the organization to take action before the problems become more serious or escalate. Second, Sharia audit. Sharia audit is an independent evaluation of the organization's internal controls, governance, and compliance. It ensures that the organization's operations are aligned with Sharia standards. Third, internal controls. Internal controls refer to policies and procedures that ensure clear duties and proper authorization. This helps to prevent operational errors and maintain compliance within the organizations. Lastly, staff training and continuous monitoring. Trainings helps employees understand Sharia rulings and their responsibilities, which can reduce the risk of errors. Meanwhile, continuous monitoring involves regularly checking the processes to identify any problems early and ensure that the organization can take timely action. In conclusion, these four strategies are important to ensure effective risk management, maintain Sharia compliance, and support smooth organizational operations.
Now, I will give a critical reflection on the risk management strategy. Overall, I believe these strategies are effective because they help strengthen Sharia compliance and reduce the risk of Sharia non-compliance. One major strength is that they provide clear governance and accountability. They also help improve transparency, protect the institution's reputation, and increase customers' confidence. So, this strategy provides a strong foundation for managing Sharia governance and oversight the risks. However, this strategy also have some limitations. For example, implementation can be costly. There may be a lack of qualified Sharia expert, and different interpretation of Sharia principle may create challenges. Therefore, I recommend continuous staff training, better communication between the Sharia committee and management, and the use of digital monitoring tools. Overall, the strategies are effective, but they need continuous improvement and proper implementation to remain effective. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name NURAZWANI binti KAMARUDDIN. My matric number 824834242. For our case study, we choose Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. The case involves a Sharia non-compliance issue in its card business. The issue occurred due to lapse in maintaining the non-halal marking code, which resulted in certain transaction fees being recognized as income. This case is related to Sharia governance and oversight risk because it shows that weakness in operational controls and monitoring can lead to Sharia non-compliance. From this case, we can learn 4 main lessons. First, continuous monitoring is important to prevent Sharia non-compliance. Second, Islamic bank needs effective internal controls. Third, clear responsibilities between management and the Sharia governance body are essential. Finally, when an SNC event occurs, corrective action must be taken promptly. Overall, this case shows that Sharia governance is not only about approving product but also about continuous oversights and monitoring.